Good evening and welcome to the Business Day. I'm Javon Keys. The Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, estimates the economy grew by 5.7% for the April to June quarter. The preliminary data was shared at a press briefing Thursday afternoon. Director General of the Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, Dr. Wayne Henry, says preliminary estimates show Jamaica realized growth of 5.7% for the April to June quarter.
The outturn for the April to June 2022 quarter largely reflected the impact of the removal of measures implemented to manage the COVID-19 pandemic, compared with the corresponding quarter of 2021, when some of these measures were still in effect. Other factors which contributed to the improved outturn included: 1. Increases in hectares reaped, which facilitated growth in the agriculture industry. 2. Continued improvement in the markets of Jamaica's main trading partners that facilitated increased demand for industries such as hotels and restaurants, transport, storage and communication, and other services. And 3. Increased employment and consumer confidence, which supported higher levels of domestic demand.
Despite overall growth, some key sectors experienced decline.
The goods producing industry declined by an estimated 0.4%. with contractions in the mining and quarrying and construction industries. These declines outweighed the growth recorded for the agriculture and manufacturing industries.
The agricultural sector led growth during the quarter, with real value added increasing by 12.6%. The manufacturing industry grew by 2.8%. Meanwhile, the PIOJ says despite a decline in some areas, the economy is expected to still realize GDP growth for the current July to September quarter.
Growth in output is anticipated to be within the range of 2% to 3%. This projection is based on expected growth in most industries, led by the services industry, in particular hotels and restaurants, other services, and transport, storage, and communication.
It's projected that growth for the fiscal year ending March 2023 will be between 3 to 5%. On to some monetary policy news now. The Bank of Jamaica's policy interest rate now stands at 6%. The BOJ's Monetary Policy Committee MPC announced today that 50 basis points will be added to the policy rate effective tomorrow. Now, the BOJ's interest rate has been increasing since October last year. The Bank of Jamaica maintains that the rate hike is to tighten liquidity in the economy, thus reducing the drive to spend. It hopes this strategy will reduce inflation, which was registered at 10.2% for the 12 months up to July this year, a lower rate of increase compared to the 10.9% point-to-point inflation in June. To some company news, Caribbean Flavors and Fragrances is looking to strengthen smaller businesses in its industry. On Wednesday, the company held its second annual workshop to provide training and strategic planning opportunities. CFC's executive director and consultant, Anand James, spoke at the event.
We wanted to assist young, small manufacturers just in the basic process of making a syrup, making a drink, but we want to reach out to so that they can seek help from the Jamaica Manufacturers Association, from the BSJ for standards and quality.
Meanwhile, General Manager of the company, Janice Lee, says Caribbean Flavors and Fragrances plans to expand its export market.
We are in expansion mode, especially with regards to export. We have actually expanded our exports since starting this year. We export to Trinidad, Barbados, most of the larger Caribbean islands. We also export to Grenada, some of the smaller ones. So we have been expanding our business.
To the foreign exchange market now, the US dollar is being sold for an average $151.97. $117.97 is the going rate for the Canadian, $180.50 for the pound, while it's costing an average $154.83 for the euro. Meanwhile, the JSE Index lost 123 points today, while the Junior Market Index gained 6 points. Leading the advances were Cygnus Real Estate Finance US dollar shares, Productive Business Solutions 9.75% cumulative redeemable shares, Honeybun, T-Tech and Trans Jamaican Highway US dollar shares, while among the losers were Epley 5% preference shares, Lasco Distributors, Lasco Financial Services, CAC 2000 9.5% cumulative redeemable preference shares, and First Rock Real Estate Investments US dollar shares. And that's it for the Business Day. I'm Javon Key. Stay with us. The regional and international roundup is right after the break.